Let's say you waiting at a bus stop and a total stranger comes up to you and says, "What's your wife's name and what's your address?" You might ignore them. Most people would. But if they kept asking you or bothering you, you'd eventually say none of your business, right? Well, this is what this organized stalking expedition is doing, is getting along my route and asking me extremely personal questions. And why are they doing that? So they can literally tape on their cell phones a normal reflexatory response, like none of your business. They will then streamline that video statement and that audio statement that they tape with their cell phones into literally into meetings that they have scheduled with in reference to, like when they stage an incident. Okay, the incident is staged in order to frame the situation, to frame the results. The staged incident is brought about in order to bring about the results of an arrest. They then take you down to the police station or to the county mental health, put you in a room, no matter if it's at the police station or county mental health, and then pretend like they're asking you questions. And then they put the video stream of when you said none of your business to a complete stranger out in the community into that video feed in order to make it look like regular questions that they're asking you, to make it look like the response is none of your business. This is literally how they operate. They then take this video and try and bring it before a probate, with a probate attorney and a probate judge for the state to take legal custody on you based on what they're insinuating, that you are a threat to yourself or others and that you're combative. And this is literally what they do. Go to Google and type in organized stalking or gang stalking or organized gang stalking, and tape recording of targets' conversations. They will deliberately and intentionally initiate a conversation towards a target, including using security guards at businesses. Now, like what happened to me today. I went and got my hair cut at Supercuts, right off of Rosecrans and Midway Drive. And when I came out of there, I went to go have a cigarette. And I even asked him where I could have a cigarette at. And then as he was approaching me, he was gaslighting me with gang stalking tactics of hands to nose, hands to face, hands to mouth. You can Google that description to organized stalking or gang stalking at Google and look at how many generated responses you get. You'll come to understand that that's an actual physical gesture that organized stalking expeditions use against targets. So what they do is walk up to you and engage in these physical gestures to let you know that you've been solicited to do so by the manager of these expeditions. That in turn excites you neurally because you know that you're being provoked. Okay, it's an association tactic. Then they'll turn around and ask you a question, like why, hoping that you'll get out your video camera after he engaged in this physical gesture to take a video picture of him, and then he'll say, "Why are you taking a video picture of me?" And he tapes the response to that question. This is literally how they operate. It's organized crime within the system, and if you don't think that they will not go to these lengths in order to trap a target, think again, especially one like me. I'm here today to tell you, fellow San Diegans and fellow Americans, I do not involve myself at all with any illegal activity whatsoever. I do not do drugs, I do not drink, I do not sleep around, I do not steal. And if I am ever arrested by any law enforcement agency of the state of California, no matter if they put me in jail or petition me into county mental health, understand this and be clear. The only thing that I will tell them is that I'm a target of what is known as organized stalking or gang stalking. And then if they're going to ask me, what does that mean? You know, who's stalking you? I'm just going to say, all you have to do is go to Google and type in organized stalking or gang stalking and research it for yourself. Because that's why they ask you these questions, to get you to open up about them. And then they say, why would perfect strangers be stalking you? What, are you crazy? Because that's the whole goal behind the motivation of why they targeted you to begin with. To call you crazy or a threat to yourself or others. They then bring you before a syndicated probate attorney and judge and take legal custody of you, to take over your finances, to exploit your insurance, and syndicated run group homes, and to exploit you sexually. And that's what this is all about. And if you go to Google and type in gang stalking or organized stalking, tape conversations they have with targets, and look at how many responses you get, even if it's just one, you can clearly see that this is a tactic and method of their expeditions. I'm in San Diego, California. There was a security guard that was working for the plaza over there off of Rosecrans and Midway Drive. He did that today on July 10th, 2012. I've also had Ultrastar movie theaters videotape me, and security guards videotape me over at Friars Mission Center. I am literally subject to what is known as organized gang stalking, literally along all of my routes, including by the business community like you would not believe. Because the person who's managing and directing these expeditions has a power position in the community, okay? And go to YouTube and type in "Listen to a Stranger." That's a preliminary introduction in reference to how they can get anybody in the community to do something for them for free. And then go to Google and type in a gang stalking tech, everything you need to know. It's a manifesto of a manager who directs organized stalking crews and you'll be able to see how they operate and who they're connected to. I'm in San Diego, California right now, and today's date is July 10th, 2012, and I'm waiting for the 5 o'clock Spider-Man movie to start 3D, and we're going to see if any problems transpire here at this UltraStar movie theater, Hazard Center. I'm waiting to see Spider-Man again, but this time I'm seeing it in 3D, and we're going to see if any problems transpire towards me, about me, concerning me, around me, or against me. And we're going to see if if this video recorder picks up the words, "oh my god," "crazy," "weird," "gang stalker," or "gang stalking" mentioned at all. I'm in San Diego, California, and I make these video files for prediction purposes. So if these things come true after the fact, 4:34 p.m., the movie starts at 5, then it'll show you I not only had a reason to predict it, but it'll literally show you that it's going on. Look at the comments feature of this YouTube video for a video that literally shows you that I predicted I would hear these things in this environment before I got here, and a video showing me catching it here, and the expeditions and the tactics and methods of how they bring all this about. And then go to YouTube and type in Organized Stalking 3. It's a YouTube channel, Organized Stalking 3, and look at their videos, especially the last one they did just recently, late June. I think they put it up around June 30th in reference to remote neural monitoring. Look at everything concerning that video meticulously, and then research what's in it, and you'll be able to see that they will literally transmit words and dialogue over radio, TV, and intercoms for you to hear. Yeah, because the whole goal of this is about psychological warfare in part, because they keep you guessing about how it's being done and how all this can be done against one innocent person. Okay, because most people, when they're targeted, they don't know that what's happening to them is organized stalking, electronic harassment, or remote neural monitoring. I'm in San Diego, California, and fellow Americans and fellow citizens, I make these videos today to help you understand what's really going on in our communities, and to inform fellow targets about what's happening to them, so they can deduce the information, research it themselves, and as a result, because knowledge is power, okay, wisdom is power. It helps us negotiate decision making, what to do and what not to do as a result of being a target of these crimes, and in turn, it can literally help them literally save their lives. And that's why I do what I do. Let me tell you something right now. There's a lot of targets out there right now in real time that have a lot less than I do, okay? And the expedition that's being brought about towards them is flagrant in their face every single day, because they don't have the money to buy video cameras and digital tape recorders to tape the incidences that are happening towards them, so they can prove what's happening towards them. And those are the main, well, I mean, I do this for average citizens as well, you know, as much for them as well. But I do this also for targets of this crime, because they're being sexually exploited, their kids are being taken away from them. It's organized crime in the system. Okay, and they're not doing nothing but treating people like straw people in order to make money off them, to take their property away from them, to apply for benefits in their name once they get a hold of them, to sexually exploit them once they get a hold of them. You would not believe what I know. Okay, and they know I know it, and they know I'm exposing it all over the internet. Go to Google and type in organized stalking or gang stalking and cyber surveillance. It's a main tactic of theirs. Okay. And so I expose these crimes in order to help my fellow targets, and to help San Diegoans and fellow Americans to see, look, I'm a learning disabled woman. I'm a good woman. I don't do anything illegal at all whatsoever. Okay? And what I am exposing is nothing but organized crime within the system that is targeting innocent human beings, taking them out of their home to exploit everything they got, and then to exploit the target. Yeah, because they got power positions in the community to blacklist them from employment. They stage vehicle accidents so you don't even have a car to sleep in. And then, after they create the homelessness, they come across you like at motel rooms, camping areas, and tear down and steal everything you got in order to get you to run to the system for documentation purposes. And they also file false police reports, and all this documentation is accumulated over time, so they can then take the documentation and bring it before a probate lawyer, petition the state to make you a legal guardian of the state, and that's where they put you in a syndicated run group home to apply for benefits in your name, or to take over the benefits you already got in your name, to exploit your insurance, because the state's incidences that they bring about towards you in these group homes, and then blame you for them, and then say you got to go to the hospital to get on medication because you're out of control. That's where they'll book the Medicare and insurance out of hundreds of thousands of dollars. Literally. I bet the state of Michigan and the perpetrators that were involved in this crime towards me in Michigan made a good at least $600,000 off my insurance, at least. Okay, and that's not including what I went through. Torture for 10 full straight years. Go to Google and type in 4 mentally disabled individuals kept in a basement for 10 years. so that person could get a hold of their Social Security check every single month. Can you imagine being tied up to a boiler in a basement, barely fed, okay, for 10 full years because somebody wanted to be able to keep your Social Security check? This is the type of syndicate that's happening, that's targeted me. They go after the elderly, people on disability, including my veteran brothers and sisters, and that pisses me off like you would not believe. You know, they go to war and go through extreme hell, and then they come back here and get targeted because they might come back and have a leg shot off and get on disability, and then they go after them. And the whole goal for them is to just make money off you from every angle. That's what they do, and that's all they do, and that's why they target people. And the only thing I can tell you today, fellow American citizens, I can look you right in the eye today as a humble Christian and tell you today that I know for a fact, based on experience and literal physical interactions that I have had with the San Diego police, that they are directly involved in this crime towards me. Directly. Okay, and they will use any means, including continued staged assaults towards me along my routes, okay, in order to continue to try to break me down while keeping me isolated by hacking into my cell phone and intercepting my emails from Ultrastar Movie Theater, from USD, SDSU, and UCSD, and Google organized stalking or gang stalking and universities. You'll get over 7,600,000 responses. Go to YouTube and type in "learning disabled woman brutally assaulted on MTS bus." Then look in the comments feature of that video closely and meticulously. I gotta go. I'm in San Diego, California, and I expose these crimes in order to inform the public so people can be better aware of what's really happening in our community. Thank you.